Welcome to Arbor. The henge is Neolithic and the structure was built between 3,000 and 6,000 years ago. It has been a major ceremonial centre for pagan communities during the Neolithic and Bronze Age periods. Around the site are small stone markers which are engraved with the initials VR, which is short for Victoria Regina, and also GR, Georgius Rex. These stones denote that the site is a protected area since the 18th of August 1882. Arbor lies 7.5 kilometres southwest of Bakewell. The size of the monument can be best seen viewed from the air, as our video will show. The bank, along with the ditch of the henge and the two entrances, were maybe made in the late Neolithic, with the stones added at a later date around 2000 BC. The henge contains 50 limestone blocks which form an oval egg-shaped circle. Originally there were 43 stones, but some have been broken. It has been noted by certain historians that the stones never stood upright. This is an assumption, and it may have been possible that the stones did originally stand, but only set in shallow holes. I prefer to believe they stood, and I remain optimistic that this was so. It has been said that the stones of Arbor were pushed over by the early Christians who believed the area was cursed. But there again, this is an assumption, and no evidence suggests this. At the centre of the circle, we have a collection of 6 smaller stones, and this area is called the Cove. It is said the stones formed originally a rectangular shape. In excavations carried out in 1901 to 1902, near to the Cove, human bones were uncovered, along with flint scrapers, bone and antler tools, as well as arrowheads. The name Arbor is derived from an Anglo-Saxon name which simply means earthwork hill. For a modern description about Arbor, John Barnett has made brilliant work on the Peak District's henges, cairns and circles. At summer solstice, the site is visited still. Various forms of pagan symbolism can be found after the pilgrimage. Burnt out candles, flowers laid out in a ritual belief. At one time, animal sacrifices have taken part at Arbor, but thankfully the practice does not happen now. The whole monument has a diameter of 87 metres and a staggering total ground area of around 6,000 square metres. We see Arbor as a grass-covered henge, but for a very long time after it was built, the bank would have been exposed white limestone and would definitely have been a striking sight. Today, many pagans celebrate the winter solstice, or Yule Day as it's otherwise known. Winter solstice is the shortest day and summer solstice is the longest day. Pagans believe the solstices are a time of new beginnings, getting rid of unwanted habits and forming new creativity, a sort of cleansing ritual. Many of these pagans' activities happen at Arbor and other important sites. All in all, Arbor is the Peak District Stonehenge. It is a site that has held its secrets for century upon century. The site has plenty of atmosphere and mystery, and yet it stands there unobtrusively amid land that is farmed today. We'd just like to add that there is a charge of £1 to visit the site, payable at the farm, but it is a small price to pay to witness the creation built by our ancestors, a true privilege. Arbor is part of a larger complex, and an earth ridge is linked to a Neolithic barrow known as Jib Hill, approximately 320 metres away. The oval barrow Jib Hill was first excavated in 1812, then again later in 1824. Then the famous Thomas Bateman re-excavated in 1848. Cremation and food vessels were unearthed. The evidence suggests that the Neolithic barrow was added onto with an early Bronze Age addition. Obviously a very important barrow for reasons yet unknown. As a personal view from myself, because of the additions to the henge through the ages, we cannot truly define Arbor exactly what must have been its original glory. Even so, the importance of the monument can only fill my soul with pride and an admiration and wonder to what great power the creators held. Amazing, a word I use far too often when visiting sites like Arbor.